Hey y'all, it's Joe for the Cranky Old Gay Guy. And today we are going to talk about freeway driving etiquette. Oh, driving on the freeway gets me so cranky because people don't know how to drive. They don't know the speed limit. They don't know what the lanes are for. So I'm going to spell all that out for you and try to get things going. Now I know that there's a big glare. The sun is hitting the window weird right now. So I kind of turned the camera away from it so it's not quite as glaring, but I do apologize for that. So let's get started. The freeway in Portland, we have in the non-suburban area, I'd say, we have Interstate 84, which cuts through the heart of the east side, and it connects to I-5, which goes along the east side of the Willamette River, which splits the city's east and west side. There's also a freeway called 405, which starts in North Portland. It cuts off of I-5 and swings down through the center of downtown and chops that into two pieces. And then it comes out at the south end of town, comes back over and connects to I-5, which has crossed the river in southwest or southeast Portland and goes up around the hills, up into the southwest hills and burbs. So Portland's freeways have 3 lanes going in each direction within the city proper. And that extends, I think, all the way to 217, where Interstate 205 reconnects to I-5 way out there. Oh, and we also have I-205, which is in east side, which goes from Washington, the I-205 bridge, all the way down through, all the towns in deep southeast Portland. And then it cuts over the river and up Southwest Hills and on and on and on. Anyway, there are 3 lanes going in each direction on our freeways. And people don't know what those lanes are for. There are 3 lanes until you get outside of the urban areas, and then at least on the east side in the Columbia River Gorge, once you hit Troutdale, it cuts down to 2 lanes, and it's like that all the way to Eastern Oregon. So with the 3 lanes, there is a posted speed limit. Now, if I recall reading the Oregon Department of Motor Vehicles manual, the speed limit is not actually a limit. It is a suggested speed for safety, but you should be driving at a speed that is conducive to safety and you're keeping up with traffic. So everyone's moving pretty much at the same rate. Now you have 3 lanes, so you can do this. The right lane, you should be driving. Now, again, these are my etiquette guidelines. They're not written in stone. You might not agree with them. The right lane, you should be driving the posted speed. If it says 65 and you're in the right lane, drive 65. If you're going to drive slower than that, get the F off the freeway, okay? If your car won't go faster than that, just move over to the right lane as far as you can off of the main lane and wobble to the next exit and then get the F off the freeway. The center lane. The center lane should be for people traveling faster than the posted limit. I would say a minimum, if it's a 65 zone, minimum of 70, okay? Minimum. And then the left lane, the far left lane, is the fast lane. And that lane is used for passing. And if you're going to be sitting in that lane, you should be driving at least 10 miles over the speed limit, okay? It's a passing lane. It's not a driving lane, but a lot of people just stick in there. So if you are an average driver, you will be going at least the speed limit. If you are the speed limit, you're in the right lane. Use the center lane to go around people who are too slow ahead of you. I totally get that. But when you're in the center lane and you want to stay there, make sure you're doing faster than the actual posted limit and let people get around you. If someone gets on your tail and there's a line of traffic on your left so they can't get around and you can get to the right, back to the 65 lane, do it. Let someone get around. I mean, it's just courtesy. And if you are in the far left lane and you're going 75 miles an hour and someone gets on your butt and they're going 80, 85 miles an hour, move over and let them get by. Swear at them if you want to, but let them get by and then thank them. Because if there's a cop up ahead, they're going to give a ticket to them. It's not going to be on you. So they just saved you $300 to $600 in ticket fees. So let them do that. And do not ride in the far left lane ever. I mean, people stick to that lane, and it drives me crazy because you shouldn't be doing that. That's not what it's designed for. And just don't. Okay. And now boulevards and highways, which are 2 lanes in each direction. And we have one of those that comes off you can take the exit off the freeway. And I use that one to get back to my house. It's got 3 names. It starts as Killingsworth, and then it becomes Lombard, and then Pacific something Highway, and then it goes back to being Lombard again as you get, because it splits and Killingsworth goes off on its own. So I'm on Lombard, and if I want to head west on Lombard, I have to cross a lane of oncoming traffic and jump to the other side and head down. And during the day, it's usually not a problem. I'm coming from, when I go down 33rd south, I can either turn left and go down to 27th and actually go to a stoplight to get out on Lombard, or I can turn right on the ramp and go to approximately 34th and then cut across the lanes of traffic, which is usually faster unless it's in the morning or in the evening in rush hour. In that case, especially if it's around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I will go to the light just because I want to know that cars are going to stop and they're not going to hit me. Something that happened the other day, I took the other entrance to Lombard going west. So I had to cut across the lane of traffic, and I looked to my left. There was nothing. I looked to my right, and I saw some distant cars down around 42nd. I know it's 42nd because or 47th because there's an overpass there, and you can see it. And I thought, okay, no problem. It's a 45 zone. I will get out there. And I jumped out across the lane, get into my lane. I'm in the left lane, headed west, and I'm up to 45 really quickly. And out of the blue, I see this car just right up, and it's on my bumper, and he's hitting the horn. And on my right, there are 2 cars that just zip past me. Well, I'm going 45, okay? The cars next to me that just went past are going like 65 or faster. The one on my bumper had to be going 70 or more to catch up in that few seconds it took him to go from 47th all the way down to 33rd or down to 27th. It boggles my mind that these people haven't killed themselves or someone else yet. Okay? There were 6 cars that were speeding at high rates of speed. This was 2 days ago when I got out on the highway. And once they got ahead of me, there were cars that were coming on even further down west onto the road, and they weren't at 45, or they were at 45, but no one was at 70. And these 6 cars just did this. They did a pole position all the way up the street. And when you hit 15th, it drops down to 35. But did they slow down or stop? No. Again, I don't understand how they're not getting killed, because it's very, very dangerous, and you really need to pay attention to your surroundings when you're driving on highways and freeways. But the highway thing, it just bothered me, so I'm bringing that into the conversation. The city doesn't have much to do with the freeways, but they do with highways. Now, Lombard, since it's a highway and it's not necessarily a street, parts of it, I don't know if the city has anything to do with that. I would hope that they would, maybe put in another light somewhere so people can safely get onto the street. Instead, knowing the city, they would just drop the speed limit, put in a speed camera, and say that's going to solve the issue. And they did do that on Columbia Boulevard, which used to be a great way to get east and west in North Portland or Northeast Portland. You could get on it. It was quick, easy, 2 lanes in each direction. It's used by a lot of trucks because they come off the freeway, get down on Columbia, and then they shoot out to I-205. But you can't do that anymore because the city has dropped it down to 35, the entire route from MLK all the way out to where it hooks to Killingsworth to get on the 205 freeway. And they've put in speed cameras. So that's their solution. Oh, well, we'll just lower the speed, and if people violate it, we'll make money. Well, why didn't you put in a light? Why didn't you put in a blinking crosswalk? So if someone needs to get across, at least you'll know that they're there. No, you go the cheap-ass way. and try to make money off of this. It's not right. And I'm afraid that that's what they would do to Lombard if they decided to do anything at all. Lombard has a history of accidents. A year or two ago, there was a big accident where a woman was driving west and she crossed the center line, went across 2 lanes of traffic, and she hit either a parked RV or like a fifth wheel, or she hit a trailer house or something. Anyway, it burst into flames. She and her daughter died. And for the next 2 years, there were flowers on the spot. Her vehicle was towed away, but the RV sat there for months and months, all burned out. It was bad. Um, the city said that investigation showed that it wasn't for high speed and she wasn't drinking or anything. She was just tired, and that cost them their life. Now, that doesn't have a lot to do with the road, other than the fact that it's 45 miles an hour and people go faster and there's no partition down the middle of it. Um, I don't know why I got on that subject, but I just thought I'd mention it. Also, a problem with Lombard is that from about 42nd, or I'm sorry, 40th up to 47th, there are oftentimes the old motorhomes and trucks and cars being parted out on the pull-off side of the road. Like if you had a car problem, you'd pull over. Well, you can't because there's just lines of 30 and 40 old beat-up motorhomes on each side and trailers and busted-up cars with people living in them, some of them sitting in lawn chairs in traffic. And that's the area where people speed that go way faster than 45. So that's dangerous, very dangerous too. Like 2 weeks ago, I was driving that route and suddenly everything was gone. There was one RV left. All of them had been moved. So someone came out and did a push you aside cleanup. And they've done that several times because this whole group of campers will end up, someone will go find a spot and then one brings another and another and another. And pretty soon there's a village on both sides of the street. It's happened on 33rd over by Marine Drive. It's happened off on Schmear Road, and then Amazon came in and put in a warehouse and cleared all those people out. They then moved over to, I think it's Delta Park Road. It's right next to Schmear where it connects. And the city's solution for that was clear them out, and then they glued plastic stoppers to the street and said, these are bike lanes. So not only can you not park there, you can't drive there. And now when you get up to the light, you can't turn right after stopping at a red light because those plastic things are in the way. So it not only slowed traffic, it kind of stopped traffic. And did it get rid of the people that live there in those trailers? Well, they got rid of most of the trailers, and now a lot of them just camp right across the street in the grass that leads up to the I-5 freeway. So the city has a lot of things they need to be working on. But that's not what this is about. This whole video is supposed to be about freeway etiquette. So I've given you my thoughts on the freeway and how you should drive. I know there's a lot of stereotypes as to drivers in general. And the one that I will say is most likely, or I find the most true, is people who drive minivans. You know you don't want to be behind a minivan because it may be going the speed limit, but as soon as it slows down for any reason, it will take forever to get back to even driving speed. And minivan drivers are overly cautious. They don't take risks when they should. And when I say risk, I mean like changing a lane. No, they have to go half a mile with their blinker on before they change lanes. So if you're a minivan driver, think about that and think about how it's affecting those around you. Okay? Got it? Fine. That's it for today's etiquette lesson. Please leave a message down below if you have any comments regarding this or your thoughts and ideas. I'd love to hear them. Yays, nays, complaints, all that. Please like this channel, like this video, share it, subscribe. I've been doing some reading, and once I reach 500 subscribers, I should be able to, and then viewing hours, which they'll add up. I should be able to monetize and actually, get paid, even if it's just a little bit, for the channel. And that would be great. So help me out there, won't you? I will talk to you all another time. I want you to have a great day. Remember that this video is sponsored by 35 Letters, Letters from a Mother to Her Son, by author Joseph L. Ferguson, a delightful romp into folksy letters. It's a historical piece, takes you back in time to the 70s. Oh, I think that's just after what the political right wants to do, because they want to go back to the good old days, which is prior to this. I mean, there's still a lot of problems in the early 70s, especially for women, gays, people of color. But the right wing wants to go back even further when everything was even worse than that. So think about that come November, okay? And I will talk to all of you later. I'm going to give a shout out here in just a second, but I want to make sure that it's fitting. So I will be back, and take care. Well, I don't really see anything podcast related or channel related that has to do with traffic. So instead, I'm going to recommend something that's funny, and it's a YouTube channel, and it's Artie O'Daly. He is a actor, writer, producer. Artie O'Daly's channel for short form LGBTQ centered comedy series. He's got a series online he's had for quite a while called Bad Boys. It's witty, it's quick, it's funny. It shows a lot of young men, as in their 20s and 30s. A lot of them are shirtless. It is a funny, comedic series. Very, very short videos. And I think they're in season 3 or starting season 3. But I'm going to leave his contact information in the description below, because it'll take your mind off traffic and it'll just make you laugh. He's very witty, and someone should give him, if not his own show, he should be writing for an actual show. I'd hate to see him go to network TV, because then it would kill all the funny. But he needs to have an actual 20-minute, 23-minute show, whatever, online that's sponsored by somebody, so he can actually do his full scripts. So if you have money, check him out and, back him. So this goes out to you, Artie O'Daly. I love your channel, and I wish it much, 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 much growth. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.